Hey there, I'm Lauren from TasteBetterFromScratch.com, and you are joining me in my kitchen where today we're making classic homemade chili. Look how hearty this is with ground beef, ground sausage, veggies, and beans. At our house, we like to put out all the yummy toppings and let everyone put on their own final touches. Isn't it crazy that you can go to a potluck with 15 different pots of chili, all with basically the same ingredients, but each one tastes drastically different? With my classic homemade chili recipe, you can be confident that you are bringing a winner to the party. Here we go. Grab a big soup pot and heat it up over medium heat. We're gonna add about a tablespoon of olive oil. Once the oil's hot, add in 1 whole onion that we've chopped into small pieces. We're gonna kind of cook and caramelize this onion for about 5 minutes. This is gonna give our soup such great flavor. Go ahead and push the onions to the side, and we're gonna add our ground beef and pork sausage. We add a lot of meat to the chili because we really like it to be hearty with lots of beans and lots of meat. And I love having these 2 different flavors of meat with the pork sausage and the ground beef. So go ahead and use your wooden spoon to chop the meat into really small pieces, and we're just gonna cook it till it's nice and browned. Since we've added so much meat, this will have quite a bit of grease as it cooks. So just grab a jar, and I just like to spoon out a lot of that grease. Next, let's add our seasonings to give some flavor to this meat. We've got 3/4 teaspoon garlic salt, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1 teaspoon cumin, and about 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can add more cayenne if you like your chili a little spicier. And then we're adding 3 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. This will help to cut the acidity from the tomatoes that we're adding. And then 1/4 teaspoon of red wine vinegar. Stir that all together. Now let's add 1 cup of ketchup. And I have a homemade recipe for ketchup on my site if you don't want to use it from the bottle. Now we're gonna add our beans. You can really add whatever beans you like. I like to do 1 can of kidney beans, and I don't drain them. This bean broth will just continue to add more flavor to your chili. I add 2 cans of pinto beans, and 1 can of diced tomatoes. I like to use petite diced tomatoes so they're just in really small pieces. Lastly, we're gonna stir in 4 cups of tomato juice. You could also use 2 cups of tomato sauce mixed with 2 cups of water if you can't find tomato juice. We don't use any water in our chili. We use the broth from the beans, the tomato juice. The juice from the diced tomatoes is what's going to create the broth for this chili. And we're gonna let it simmer for about an hour. We want it to get nice and thick and flavorful. The longer it simmers, the better flavor it will be. This is a great time to add this to a slow cooker. You could leave it in a slow cooker all day on low. This is a great dish to make ahead of time or even freeze. I love to make a lot so that we can freeze leftovers for a quick meal another day. Before you serve your chili, be sure to try it first. You can add any additional seasonings you like. You could add more cayenne if you want it spicier, season it with salt and pepper, or any of the spices you originally added, just to give that extra boost of flavor that you might like. Can't wait to taste it. This is just my favorite chili recipe. My kids love this chili, topped with a scoop of sour cream and a sprinkle of cheese. You could add Frito chips or tortilla chips if you want, but we love it with cornbread, which is super traditional. Nothing beats homemade chili and cornbread. So good. You can tell that it's been simmering for a long time. It's so bold and flavorful. Chili is the most versatile dish. It shines as a main dish. You could serve it over a baked potato, over cornbread waffles, spoon it over spaghetti squash. There's so many ways to enjoy this delicious, comforting dish. Thanks for watching, you guys. Be sure to subscribe and check out the rest of my videos where you will find tons of other recipes that taste better from scratch. We'll see you next time.